Good afternoon to you. Hope you're having a great day so far. Hope your week is turning out as planned. Hope things are looking good for you. All right. As you know, like I told you guys yesterday, I'm still in California for a conference, and I've been having some nice time. So it's one of my breaks, and I thought, oh, why not have a quick session and have a quick one-on-one based on what you're seeing, based on lessons you're learning, and say hi to the folks. You know, so I really want to connect and say hi and say well done. Thank you, friends, for your support. Before I really start anything, I sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you for what you do for us in this channel, for your support, for being there for us. It is really heartwarming when we see the results, when we see what we're doing, the impact. It's really heartwarming, and I feel so grateful to be championing this. Right, I feel so grateful that the thoughts come, and the means or the avenue to dispel the thoughts are there, and it's being received as it is received. And thank you so much for asking those hard questions. Thank you. Sometimes they might be hard questions if you keep them to yourself, but when you share them, they become simpler. So I'll say thank you. It kind of pushes us to get things, to dig more, to get more facts, to be more prepared, to know that yes, you're not talking trash. You're not just talking to trash people too. You're talking to people that knows what they're doing, right? So, and I like it. It keeps me more on my toes, to make more findings, to validate more thoughts before I come here and talk to you. This afternoon, or wherever time is, whenever you watch this video, I want to talk to you about something I noticed in this conference I am. As you know, anywhere I go, I try to I see lessons around and I put them into perspective. One of the things I notice here is this: you become what you are exposed to. And that is the title of this talk. You become what you are exposed to. Hello, 123 Prodim YouTube, you're not. You become what you're exposed to. But thank you anyway. Thanks for joining. So where are you joining from? Thank you so much, guys, for joining this live. Thank you so much. The topic of our talk, or the title, is you become what you are exposed to. See, this afternoon, friends, I need to talk to the person who is trying to change, who is truly trying to change. Hello, how you doing? But instead of changing, you keep waking up to the same patterns. You want to change, but you keep waking up to the same patterns. You know that what you're doing is it's not going to give you the right result, the results you want. You know that what you're doing it's not going to get you to where you want to get to. But when you wake up every morning, you still wake up to the same new patterns, to the same mindsets, to the same habits, to the same reactions, to the same emotional cycles, to the same distractions, to the same environment. And you keep wondering to yourself, why is it so hard for me to change? You keep wondering, you tell yourself, I want to change, I want to do better. But every day you wake up to the same patterns, and the question that comes to your mind is, why is it so difficult for me to change? You're the one I want to talk to this afternoon. So this afternoon, I want to give you a truth that can change your life if you really hear it, if you really practice it. It can change your life. You become more of what you're exposed to, my friend. You become more of what you're exposed to. I want that to sink in. You become more of what you hear consistently. You become more of what you watch repeatedly. You become more of what you tolerate daily. You become more of what you normalize emotionally. You become more of what you keep around you relationally. And you become more of what you rehearse mentally. Your environment is not just the room you live in. It's not just your space. Your environment is your phone feed, your phone feed, the digital environment you live in, your conversations, what you talk about with people, what you share with people, your friend cycle. Who are your friends? There's a saying, show me your friend and I'll tell you who you are. Your standards, your input, your routine, your emotional climate, and what has access to your mind. These are the things that makes up your environment. It's not about the room you are, the society you are, the city you are. No, your environment is all these things. And the phone is a big part of our environment today. Because of the access to information, you can actually be here and know what's happening today in way, way, way far, far Asia, far, far Africa, far, far Antarctica. That is now your environment. So your environment has become global in a way. And some of you are trying to build a new life, You're trying to wake up. You're trying to put effort. You're trying to build a new life. You're trying to say, I want to make changes. I hear a lot of people talk about changes. So I want to change my life from what it is. I want to become better. I want to do more better. But you are still exposed to the old life. You are still exposing yourself to the same old patterns, to the same old routine, to the same old digital feed. You become what you are exposed to. The same noise, the same people, the same habits, the same negativity, the same chaos, the same self-talk. Hello, Connor. Thanks for joining. Thank you so much. Then you wonder, why is it that I can't change, Matt? Why is change so difficult? Why is change impossible with me? Why can't I change? Why can't I go forward? Why? Friends, hear me this afternoon, okay? This is very important. Sometimes you do not need more motivation. You hear me say that a lot. Elect Blocks, hi, thanks for joining. You do not need motivation a lot, most of the time. Sometimes you need a better environment. And I said your environment is not the room you stay, it's not the city you live in. In this age and time, your digital field is a big environment. Your phone has become one of the biggest player that you are. Thank you so much, Alex Box, for subbing. I appreciate that. And see, even if you cannot change your environment physically right now, you can start changing it intentionally. You can start changing your feeds. You can start changing what shoots up on YouTube for you. You can start changing what shoots up to Facebook for you. You can start changing what shoots up to X for you. Right? You can actually control what enters your mind, my friend. You can control it. Oh, I hear Dr. John Maxwell did say, you can't control the birds from flying, from hovering around your head, but you can control the birds from making nests in your head. See, you can control what enters your mind. You can control what gets repeated in your ears, what you listen to. You can control what conversation you entertain. When you get into a place, people are saying things that do not align with what you want to see. Do you sit or do you go? You can control what habits you build around every day. You can control what your space feels like. You can control what gets access to your focus. You can control that, my friend. You can control that. This afternoon, we're going to talk about how environment shapes identity. why exposure becomes destiny if you're not careful, how to stop letting the wrong things train you, and how to build a controlled environment that helps you grow the life you want to grow. See, there's a truth a lot of people miss. Your environment is always training you, whether you like it or not, whether you know or not. That is not the subject. Any environment you find yourself is telling you something and is molding you and it is training you. And I said when we started this live, your environment is not the physical room, it's not the city. In this age and time, your environment has grown to become a phone. What I call your digital field, your digital workspace. It has grown. See, let's start here, friends. Let's start here. Whether you realize it or not, your environment is training you every day. Your environment is training how you think. Your environment is training how you speak. Your environment is training what you believe is possible. Very important. Your environment is training what you tolerate. It's training what feels normal to you, what comes now, what have you normalized. Your environment is training what feels too much. It's also training what feels out of reach. You are always being shaped, always, every day, every minute, every second. Every time you're exposed to something, it is shaping you whether you like it or not. Now, the question I'm going to ask you is, what is shaping you? What are you being shaped by, whether you know or not? Some people are being shaped by fear-based conversation. You talk fear. What you talk about is fear, and it's shaping that person. Some people have been shaped by constant comparison. Oh, in this age and time, you go to the internet, you see your friends doing in Miami. I just bought a Ferrari. I just bought a house on the beach. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? That is very serious. I'm just trying to make sure you can hear me. Oh, you said yes. Perfect. Okay. Thank you so much, Eduardo. I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have known that I've not been heard. So thank you. Thank you for that. Hello, Nema. How you doing? I love you too. Thank you so much. So I don't know where I cut off. All right, but I want to go back to where I think. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Now, like I did say, I said you're always being shaped. All right, you're always being shaped. The only question is, what are you shaped by? What is shaping you? What is shaping you? Some people are being shaped by fear-based conversation. They talk, whenever they talk fear. Some people are being shaped by constant comparison. And I said that in this day and age of, he said, I have to start over. Okay, that's very good. If you want me to start over, that would be tough. I've gone a little bit deep into this talk. I'm doing fine, friends. I can't start over. I'll just continue, but you get the whole story. Sorry, I can't start over now, but you get the whole story. I think when I upload this, what I'll do, I'll make sure I put some words. I try to put some caption later on. At least that will help out. Thank you. Thanks for that. I appreciate it. Okay. I said some people have been shaped. They're always been shaped by fear-based conversations. Some are shaped by constant comparison. And I said in this day and age of the internet, in this day and age of social media, where you see your friend, oh, I just checked in into Miami. I just bought a yacht. I just bought a private jet. I just bought a Lamborghini. All those kind of fun stuff. You see it online and you start thinking about your own life. Constant comparison is hitting us from front, right, center, top, back. Everywhere you go to, you see something to compare yourself with. You have been shaped by chaos. You have been shaped by gossip, bad habits, low standards. And I said, I talked about low standard on this channel a couple of days back. Please, if you have not subscribed, kindly hit the subscribe button and go watch it. Distraction, survival thinking, all these things, they shape you. They all form your environment that forms you. But see, you're trying to produce peace. Thank you, Nema. You're trying to produce discipline. You're trying to produce focus. You're trying to produce vision. You're trying to produce growth. You're trying to produce confidence. That's hard in this kind of environment. Why? Because your environment and your goals are fighting each other. Your environment and your goals are fighting each other. You can say, Matt, I really want to do well. I really want to produce good results. But if you focus on the wrong things, you will become the environment you are focusing on. That is what you will become. You cannot keep feeding your mind confusion and expect clarity. No, it's not going to happen. You cannot keep feeding confusion into your mind and expect clarity. You cannot keep feeding your emotions with chaos and expect peace. You cannot keep feeding your time with distraction and expect discipline. It's not going to happen, friends. It's not going to happen. Let's face the fact. You cannot keep feeding your identity doubt and expect confidence. Have you seen somebody that is not confident in himself? He's so full of doubt. Full of doubt. You want to solve the problem for that person? Tackle the doubt first. What are you exposed to repeatedly, my friends? What are you exposed to repeatedly? And what are you exposing yourself to repeatedly? What you keep on exposing yourself to becomes normal to you without you knowing. It becomes normal. It becomes your playbook without you knowing. Your life goes towards what you expose yourself to. and it starts to shape you. Unconsciously, it shapes your mind. And physically, you start drifting towards that. Friends, it is very important. The environment you live in, the environment you stay, is very important. And that's why I said, environment is not your physical room. Please don't confuse it. It's a whole lot of factors. And I did mention the factors at the beginning of this live. If you've not seen it, please go check it out. Exposure is not neutral. Exposure is training. As soon as you expose yourself, you are training yourself. Whether you like, so the issue here is this: whether you like it or not, it doesn't matter. Whether you know or not, it doesn't matter. But there is what we call cause and effect. I like what you said there, Nema. Mother nature is important. Very, very important. There's something called cause and effect. Keep on doing what you're doing. Whether you know or not, the result will happen. Whether you do nothing, result will come. So, let me tell you the story of a person. There's a man we know that his name is Devin. Devin wanted to change his life. He really wanted to change his life. He said he wanted to be more disciplined. He wanted to have more peace. He wanted to have better finances, clearer thinking, consistency. All right? But his environment was shaping him in the opposite direction. Every day he woke up and grabbed his phone, started the day with random content, stayed in group chats full of negativity. Spent time around people who mocked growth, who never talk about growth. He listened to voices that normalizes excuses. He ended the day numb and distracted. And then he would say to himself, I need more motivation. No, he didn't need motivation first. He didn't need motivation first. He needed a different environment. He needed a different exposure. It's not about motivation first. See, he was trying to grow in a system designed to keep him the same. You cannot grow in a system that is designed to compress you. You cannot grow. One day, he made a small but very important change. Not a big one, not a dramatic one. A very small life overhaul. A controlled environment shift. What did he do? He changed his first hour. So when he wakes up, what he does first, he changed it. He changed his feed. I said during the beginning of this call, you can change your feeds on Facebook. You can change your feeds on YouTube. You can change your feeds on X. It is all about you watch. You are giving what you watch. So you are a picture of what your Facebook is showing you. If you don't like it, that is who you are. If you don't like it, change it. He changed his feed. He changed the audio he listens to, the kind of music he listens to. He changed his night routine. And he changed who he gave access to. Angel Santiago, how are you doing, sir? That was all he needed to do. He never needed motivation. That was all he needed to do. No miracle. No big speech, no church, no pastor, no pope, nothing. No overnight transformation. But after a few weeks, he said something powerful. I don't realize how much my environment was draining me until I changed it. That's what he said. That line is for somebody this afternoon. Some of you think you lack discipline. Because part of the truth is you are overexposed to the things that weaken you. You don't lack discipline, my friends. You don't. And see, you're not crazy. Okay? You are being trained. You are being trained. And I say, whether you know or not, it doesn't matter. Whether you agree or not, it doesn't matter. There is always an outcome. The second law of Newton's second law of motion is to every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. Whether you agree that you're learning something, or you don't agree, or you agree that your environment is culturing you, is training you, is bending you, or you don't agree, the result will tell. The result will come, my friend. It will come. There's no gainsaying it. It will come. See, once Devin changed what was training him, his behavior started changing too. Because environment doesn't just affect your mood, it affects your identity, it affects who you are, it affects the totality of your personality. So when I was looking at this topic, I said, wow. So it simply means exposure matters a lot. So I asked myself a question. I said, Matt, why is it that exposure matters much? Why? Why does exposure matter so much? See, the reason is this. Exposure matters because repetition becomes familiarity. Repetition becomes familiarity. And repetition is the law of deep and lasting impression. And familiarity builds identity. What you're familiar with builds your identity. Think about it. If you are a Spanish in your background, you easily align with the Latinas or the Latinos. It doesn't take you time. That is who you are. The things that are Latin based or the Spanish Latin based, it is so simple with you. If your background is like mine, from Africa, you easily align with what is black. You easily align with it. Whether you like it or not, you easily align with it. Because you are exposed to it. And why? It has become familiar to you, and that has built your identity. What you hear repeatedly, you start to believe. It is very important, my friends. What you hear, what you listen to repeatedly, you start to believe. You start to believe. There is a law that if you are exposed to a madman for 21 days, if you are exposed to a madman for 21 days, you start saying what the madman is saying without unconsciously. You start making his noise. You start playing his tone unconsciously. Whether you just stay close to the madman. That's it. Just stay close for 21 days. Whatever he's saying it will rewire your mind. It will rewire your mind. That is why it is important what we expose ourselves to. What you hear repeatedly. What you hear repeatedly, you start to normalize. Somebody said, free R. Kelly. I didn't put him anywhere, my friend. I didn't put him where he is. So how can I free him? That's just for the jokes, though. What you practice repeatedly, you start to become. What you practice repeatedly, you start to become. You start to become. Okay? See, this is true in every direction. This is true in every direction of your life. This is true in every aspect. If you are exposed to negativity long enough, you start talking negative. You don't have to be beaten to do it. You start talking negative. You don't need permission to do it. Just expose yourself to negativity long enough. Yeah, my day is doing very well. I'm doing good. How you doing, man? How you doing? And if you're exposed to chaos long enough, my friends, if you're exposed to chaos, peace feels strange to you. Peace, it feels strange. When there's no chaos, you want chaos. You build things that are chaotic. Why? Because you are so exposed to chaos. If you are exposed to low standards long enough, excellence becomes unnecessary to you. It is very important, standards. If you are so exposed to low standards, you're like, what's Matt saying? What's Matt saying? Matt is one of those guys. No, I'm not one of those guys. These are facts. These are things we know. And see, if you are exposed to fear long enough, risk feels irresponsible. You can't take risk. You can't take risk. And if you're exposed to growth long enough, like me, Positivity never is it see, it starts waking up in you. You start seeing results. You start seeing positivity in everything, in every human, in every situation, no matter how bad things are. You start seeing the good side of it. If you are exposed to discipline long enough, consistency starts feeling normal. Consistency starts feeling normal. Building routines, building systems start feeling normal. It starts feeling second nature to you. If you're exposed to wisdom long enough, your decision starts changing. Your decision starts changing. So this is why two people can have the same talent. Two people can have the same talent and end up in completely different lives. Two people can have the same talent, but they end up in completely different lives, different exposure, different environment, different training. Friends, hear me and hear me well. Your environment is either reinforcing the life you want or rehearsing the life you're trying to live. The life you're running from, you're either using your environment to rehearse it, or you're enforcing the life you want. Oh, Jimmy said, oh, Jimmy, I love everybody. Oh, I love everybody. See, many people are not failing because they are lazy. No, they are failing because they are unguarded. They are failing because they are unguarded. They let anything enter into their mind. They let anything enter into their day. They let anything into their attention. No boundaries, no filter, no intention. Then they wonder why they keep drifting. Friends, drifting is what happens when exposure is random. When you are exposed to random things, you keep on drifting. Let's talk about a woman, Angela. Angela wanted a different life, but she kept saying, I can't change my environment right now. She couldn't move. She had responsibilities. She had limits. She had people around her she couldn't cut off overnight. She felt stuck. And that's where many people stop. I did a video called, Are You Stuck? Please, go watch it. It's on my channel. She felt stuck. People think, if I can't change everything, I can't change anything. Listen, friends, listen carefully. People think, if I can't change everything, I can't change anything. But Angela learned something powerful. She didn't need a new address first. You don't need to leave your environment. I've said that a couple of times. You didn't need, so you don't need to leave where you don't need to pack out from where you live right now. She don't need a new address first. She needed a controlled environment. She needed a controlled environment. So she started changing what she could control. There are always things that you can control, and there are things you can't control. Leave the ones you can't control first, my friends. Focus on the ones you can control. She changed what she was listening to every morning. When she wakes up, the kind of podcast she listens to, the kind of music she listens to, the news channel she listens to. She changed what she watches at night before she goes to bed. She changes how her room felt. She changes what stayed visible in her space. She changes who got daily access to her energy. I talked about energy conservation. If you've not seen it, please go check my channel. She changes the tone of her self-talk, how she talks herself. Danielle, thanks, man. I really see you. She changes the kind of conversation she entertained. She changed them all. She changed them all. She created what I call a protected atmosphere. Same house, same address, but different exposure. Same city, different inputs. Same life on paper, different environment in practice. And over time, she turned around, she changed. Her thinking got clearer. Our emotions got steadier. Our habits got stronger. Our decision got better. Why? Friends, why? If you can tell me why, that'll be great. Why? Why do you think she was able to turn around? Why do you think she was able to change that fast? She changed because she stopped letting her environment happen to her. She stopped letting her environment control how she felt. She started building her environment. I did a series called The Quiet Build. It's a full series of 10 episodes. If you've not seen it, please go check it out. I promise you it will change your life. If it doesn't change your life, come back and tell me. Go watch it. Friends, that's the word for somebody today, this afternoon. You may not be able to change everything right now, and I don't expect you to change it. No. But you can start changing what shapes you. You can start changing those things that you have control over. Forget about the things you don't have control over now. Focus on the ones you have control over. At least you have your phone. You know what sites to go to. You know what kind of gossip to listen to. You can change all that. You can change all that. Let's forget about the government for now. That's too big. Let's change what we can change. While I was looking at this talk, I thought of, hey Matt, what would be something quick that these guys can really implement? So I looked at the 5 environments that shapes your life. I said, hey, what are very quick 5 environments that shapes our lives? All right, let's break this into some practical way, because most people think environment is just physical location. No, you live in at least 5 environments every day. Every day you live in at least 5 environments. Number 1, your physical environment, your address, what your space looks like, what is visible to you, what is easy to access, what is hard to access, whether your space supports peace or distraction. Whether you like it or not, your room is training you. Your room is training you. Whether you like it or not, your desk is training you. Whether you like it or not, your home atmosphere is training you. It is training you. The second environment I looked at is your digital environment. Your digital environment. Your phone feed. Your notification, your apps. Your content diet. What do you like to watch? What do you like to listen to? If I take your phone, what are we going to see in it? Your group chats, your online habits. See, some of you are carrying chaos in your pocket every day. Chaos. Your phone has become a bundle of chaos. If your phone is taken and the password is taken off and give it to somebody, what will the person see? That will definitely tell who you are. Your phone has become a bundle of chaos. You have that in your pocket every day and you're praying for peace at night. Man, you're joking. God doesn't work that way. God doesn't answer such prayers. I can tell you that. Take it to the bank. What you are rehearsing for is a chaotic life, not a peaceful one. A chaotic life. Your phone has become a bundle of chaos, a multitude of chaos. What about your relational environment? That's the third environment. Who do you talk to regularly? Who are your first or who are your closest 5 friends? Who do you talk to regularly? What do they normalize? How do they think? How do they talk? How do they react to growth? Who do you talk to regularly? Who is in your circle? That's what I call your relational environment. People shape standards. People shape language. People shape expectation. I'll take you that is very good, with good morals, and I'll dump you in the midst of people that lack morals. In a week, in 2 weeks, you start talking like them. You start talking like them. You forget your morals. Why? And nobody will tell you to forget it. Nobody will tell you. Nobody will do anything. You just stay around them. Your mind gets rewired. Your mind gets retrained. What about your mental environment? A very important piece, your mental environment. Your self-talk. When you look at the mirror, what do you say to yourself? In the morning, in the evening, in the afternoon. When you look at the mirror, what do you say to yourself? What do you call yourself? What are your repeated thoughts about you? What are your internal language about you? What stories are you telling yourself about yourself? That is what we call your mental environment. Some people live in negative environment even when they're alone. They can't love themselves. Simply because their inner voice is constantly cutting them down. Their inner mind is constantly telling them they're not enough. They can't amount to anything. The other environment I want to look at is your emotional environment. Your emotional tone you live in. Is it fear? Is it pressure? Is it peace? Is it urgency? Is it gratitude? Is it comparison? Or is it hope? What is your emotional environment? Hello, Mike. What does your emotional environment looks like? We talked about 5 environment now, 5 that you can find yourself. We said the first one is your physical environment. That's your address, where you stay, where you live. Your digital environment, number 2, your phone. And I said a lot of you are carrying chaos in your pocket and you're praying at night for peace. That ain't gonna work. Number 3, your relational environment. Who do you talk to regularly? Number 4, your mental environment. What do you say to yourself? What do you call self-talk? Then number 5, your emotional environment. Friends, if you want to change your life, you have to ask yourself this question. Which environment is shaping me the most right now? Which environment is shaping me the most right now? Because the environment you ignore will keep training you in the background. The environment you ignore will keep training you in the background. Look at these 5 environments and try to make your life work. Try to make your life work. I want to talk to creators, content creators like myself, or entrepreneurs, or anybody trying to build something. There was a creator I know, his name is Marcus. Marcus had ideas. He was full of it. Or he's still full of it. Real ideas. He had vision. He had vision. He had talent. But he couldn't stay consistent long enough. Marcus couldn't stay consistent. Every day he had to start something strong. He started so many things and then he gets distracted. He keeps on scrolling on the internet, looking for trash to get involved in. He kept on comparing his life with other creators. He kept on watching other people instead of doing his thing, instead of remaining consistent. He kept on doubting himself, because the more you look at people, the more you look at where they've gone to, the more doubt rises in your heart. He kept on wasting time. He got discouraged. He postponed, and he's going to start again tomorrow. That is the circle of Marcus's life. That's how a lot of us are living our lives. You're not consistent enough. You don't wait long enough for the seed you planted to grow. No. Instead, you go and dig it up again and start looking at it. Has it grown? Has it grown? The seed you were supposed to plant and water and let grow. You go in there after 5 days and dig it up and say, oh, hello seed, how you doing? You are distorting the whole process. Do you know what Marcus was calling? Marcus was calling it procrastination. It is partly true, But the deeper issue was Marcus's environment. It was not procrastination. Marcus have not learned how to be consistent. He has not understood that there is a time for planting, there is a time to water, there is a time for harvesting. His digital environment was destroying his focus. He was always comparing himself with other creators. He was thinking, oh, how come? Now, let me tell you, friends, whether you watch this or not, whether one person is live or not, I will still do this live. Because I do believe that the person that will watch it, that it will change his life, will see it whenever he sees it. That is consistency, my friends. That is what consistency looks like. Marcus was trying to create. The same way you might be trying to create a business. You might be trying to create content. But you're constantly exposed to distraction. You're constantly exposed to people that will always tell you you can't do it. You're constantly exposed to people that will always tell you this is bigger than you. People like us don't do things like this. You are trying to create, but your environment is cutting you off every day, cutting you down every day. Comparison is in your mind, in your head. The noise is in your head. So one day Marcus made a very hard decision, and I want you to make that decision if you find yourself in that shoes. He decided to rebuild his digital environment. This phone we are having, your phone could be a chaos or a university. You make the choice. The phone could be any of these two. Your phone could be your business, or it will be the thing that would drift you into jail. See, Marcus unfollowed voices that made him feel small. I always say it is the same pattern it takes you to follow that it also takes you to unfollow. Okay, Marcus removed apps from his home screen that he doesn't like. He turned off unessential notifications. He replaced random scrollings with intentional learning. He created a posting routine before consuming content. Can you do the same thing yourself? Can you decide to say, I'm going to be consistent going forward with my business idea, with my business plan, irrespective of who is talking, and not listening to the naysayers? Can you do that for yourself? Can you build a routine and say, from now henceforth, you're not seeing me in this community, you're not seeing me in this group again? Can you do that yourself? See, suddenly when Marcus did that, consistency became easier. Not easy, it became easier. Why? Because he stopped making this discipline fight chaos every day. Hear me and hear me well, friends. Some of you are not lazy. You're overexposed. You are simply overexposed. You're trying to build in an environment designed to interrupt you. You're trying to build in an environment, you're trying to grow in an environment that is planned to compress you. And if you don't guard your digital environment, if you don't guard your digital space, if you don't guard what happens to your phone, what you use your phone to do, it will train your attention to be weak. It will train you to focus on the wrong things. Marcus didn't just get more motivated. I said it's not about motivation, my friends. It's not. He got more protected. He controlled the data he consumed. He controlled his digital environment. That's the difference. That's the difference, my friend. Now let's talk something practical, like I always do on this channel. What does it look like to change your environment in a controlled way, even if you can't move physically? Here are some real steps. Change your first hour. Change your first hour. Your first hour trains your day. Change it. If your first hour is noise, if it is scrolling, if it's bad news, if it's messages, if it's chaos, your mind starts the day reactive. Build a different first hour. Try to build silence, prayer, reflection, reading, journaling, intentional audio, listening to podcast messages like this one, planning. You don't need perfection, my friends. You don't need it. What you need is intention. Number 2, audit your digital diet. What you eat. Ask yourself, what am I feeding my mind every day from the internet? What am I feeding my mind with my phone? My digital landscape, what is it? What am I consuming digitally? Unfollow what keeps you small. Let me tell you, the same way you hit follow, the same way you hit connect, also go disconnect yourself from that. Mute what keeps you distracted. Limit what keeps you anxious. Limit it. And you know what you do? Add things that helps you grow. Add more of it. Subscribe to channel like this. We are growth focused. We are development focused. Subscribe. Add more of it like this. And take off those things that see, audit your digital feed. Clean it up. Clean it up. Number 3, rearrange your space for goals. Make growth easier. Make distraction harder. I've always said that. See, if you arrange your space, that distraction becomes very hard. Even when you want to get distracted, it will be more difficult for you to get distracted. So when you even try to get distracted, you can't get distracted because you've so rearranged your space to make distraction very hard. Work on that intentionally. If you want to read, keep the book visible. If you want to read, don't hide the book under the bed. Keep it visible so that you can see it, then you will read it. If you want to pray, create what I call a quiet corner. If you want to write, prepare a desk. Prepare a desk. If you want less phone time, stop sleeping with your phone beside your head. Let your phone be very far. See, your setup matters. Your setup matters. Number 4, change your repeated conversations. Change what you say over and over again. You may not leave every relationship overnight. No, it might be difficult for you because you've invested so much in that relationship. Okay, that's fine. But you can change what gets repeated. Stop rehearsing complaints. Stop rehearsing gossip. Stop rehearsing fear. Stop rehearsing excuses. Stop rehearsing limitations. Start introducing growth. Start introducing ideas. Start introducing solutions. Start introducing perspective. Start introducing truth. Number 5, build a personal atmosphere. See, this is very big, it is very big. Create a daily atmosphere that trains the version of you are becoming. What would that look like, if you might ask me? What do you hear? What do you listen to? What do you read? What do you say? What do you allow? What do you repeat? Be conscious about it. Friends, atmosphere is invisible, but it is powerful. You can walk into some rooms and feel confusion. You can walk into others and feel peace. Your life needs a better atmosphere. It needs a very good one. As you know, this channel is pro-home, right? I always talk about parents because I'm a parent. Now, let me tell you about a parent called Derek as I close. Derek, he loved his friends. Derek worked hard. Derek provided. Derek showed up. But the house where Derek lives had an emotional environment he didn't fully notice at first. There was stress. There were sharp tones. No. Elmi. No, I'm not. There was constant urgency, but thank you for joining. Everyone is rushing. Everyone is reacting. Everyone is tired. Nobody was evil, but they were just overloaded. And after a while, that emotional climate became normal. Then one day, Derek noticed something. Even when nothing major was wrong, everybody in the house felt on the edge, like you're on a cliff. You're on a cliff. That startled Derek. He realized he had been focused on providing materiality, but the atmosphere of the home was shaping everybody emotionally. So he made changes, small changes, consistent ones. He started by doing lowering the volume of the home, changing how he entered the house after work, creating calmer routines, speaking with more intentions, reducing certain media in the home, introducing moments of gratitude and reflection, protecting friends anytime from constant digital interruption. And over time, the home felt different again. Same friends, same home, but different environment. The kids became calmer. Conversations improved. Tensions reduced. Connections deepened. Why? Because environment is not just furniture. It is tone. It is rhythm. It is what gets repeated. Derek learned something powerful that day. If you keep exposing people to pressure, they will start living in a pressure cooker life. If you expose them to peace consistently, they will start learning peace. Friends, some of you are called to change the emotional climate around you today, not by speech, but by a different atmosphere. This has been a lot, and I want to leave you with this, not adding more to it. If this spoke to you, don't sit on it. Kindly share with someone. Kindly share with someone. This might be a lifesaver for somebody. You are shaped by the environment you are exposed to. You are shaped by your environment. And please, if you've not subscribed, kindly hit the subscribe button so that you know when we come live. And please go watch our videos. I promise you they'll change your life. If they don't, come back and let me know. Thank you so much for your time, friends. Thank you for your support. I'll see you guys later in the evening when we go live. Take care. This is Matt Miller saying bye for now. Peace.